Grisaiaの果実。
Bonjour Watcher, this is Johnny Banger 45. Welcome back to more Fruit of Grisaia. Yes, this is going to be a long game. In the last episode, we played very lot.
続きからよ。
I don't know when this is going on, but just play. I set my sketchbook instead of the sky that I've been devoted for so long. Today I have painted a rooftop flower bed.
こんなのが描けるようになったのね。
After months of obsessively sketching the clouds, the change had taken me by surprise. For I just gazed down that image, various emotions running
い
through
け
me.
ない。時間。
I nearly gathered all my painting materials and pushed them into my bag. As it turned out, I was a little slow coming home after all. My life changed rapidly after my father's apology. The dinners together that had once been so painful were now something I looked forward. I talked to him about many things. My eyes formally sketched to the sky in the black face and had become increasingly colorful work executed with paintbrushes. Even my life at school was shifting even so slightly for the better.
榊さん、今ちょっといいかしら。
飯田さん、いいわよ。
A girl who stood out even among the young ladies in our class, Ida Kanako, had begun to approach me on a regular basis.
ここがちょっとわからないんだけど、教えていただけるかしら。
古文の現代語訳ね。確かにここは難しいわ。ちょっと待ってて。
We struck out a conversation about our work in the art class one day and have been talking like this pretty frequently ever since. She wasn't quite a friend yet, but until now I almost never had actual conversation in school with anyone but the teachers. By my standards, it was everyone must step forward.
ありがとう。榊さんの説明には無駄がなくていいわ。
そんな、私はただ普通に話しているだけよ。
そんなことないわよ。先生とか向いてるかもね。
A perfectly normal, unremarkable little scene. But in comparison to the emptiness of my life before then, those moments make every day feel astonishingly fresh and new.
お父さん、お帰りなさい。
ああ、ただいま、由美子。
That was there, incredibly busy man. Not to say he will always come home at least a few times every week to have dinner with me. I used to only see his face during the meal itself, but recently I just started greeting him at the door with a natural smile on my face.
今日はね、飯田さんとずっとお話ししていて。
おお、前に言っていた友達のことだね。
まだ友達とかじゃないんだけど。
Previously, when I thought what I often only brief response, but the situation was largely reversed. I told my dad about every trivial little things in my life. No matter what the topic, he never failed to hear me out with a smile. That made me happy.
なあ、由美子。
どうしたの、お父さん。
美佐子が治ったら、3人で海外旅行にでも行くか。忙しくてそういうことをしてあげられなかったからな。それとも何か別のことがいいか？
Oh, I thought Misako died already.
私、遊園地がいいな。
遊園地？そんなのいつだって行けるだろ
うん、そこがいいの。
My father looked mystified, still unstuck to my guns. When I was very small and very low, the idea of a family visit to amuse my head enchanted me. I was well past the age to be begging for a treat like that, but that secret yearning had never really gone away.
う。そうか。わかった。父さんの会社の系列にも遊園地はあるからな。それこそ貸し切りで行こうか。
No, don't do that.
そんなのじゃなくていい。普通にでいいから。
由美子はいつも控えめだな。よし、じゃあ美佐子が。母さんが治ったら3人で遊園地に行くか。
Dad spoke those words with a smile. It was the first time I asked him for everything. Even as my days became happier, I'd be careful not to say anything about the things I wanted. I suppose I couldn't quite believe that tranquil life was real. If I asked too much of a dream, I was afraid it might just fall apart underneath me.
今日は父さんとそんな話をしたと。
Ever since I did the size of my diary entries are increasing exponentially. When I used to write, nothing happened again and again. Ripping out off the bottom of the page for scrap paper, now I was often running out of space before I could cover everything. And in the center of my room, a canvas stood out on an easel, surrounded by a colorful array of art supplies. All things I do purchase and use frequently.
もう本当に大丈夫よね。
Unfortunately, no, Yumiko. Some shit will happen. Will something happen again? Will it fall apart in the blink of an eye? Everything was so peaceful that at times it made me uneasy. Come to think of it, those few days before my mother was scheduled to leave the hospital have felt very much the same.
最後出しておこうかな。
I hope this lasts forever. I'm quite sure I scribbled those words at the end of my diary entry. It was the one small wish I would allow myself. The rainy season had come and gone. Summer was fast approaching. It was a day like any other. Reading on the internet that the weather would be taking a turn for the worse in the afternoon, I called off my usual rooftop penny station and went home a little
ここで止めてもらっていいですか？
いいんですか。まだ少し歩きますが。
今日はちょっと歩きたい気分なので。
They say we'll be raining every day, but for a moment it was a pleasant afternoon well suited to a bit of a light exercise. Therefore, I got out of the car halfway and walked to the remaining kilometer or so home. There wasn't any real reason for that. It was just a whim. When I opened the front door and slid inside, I found the entrance hallway empty of the servants who were usually there to greet me. Don't tell me they go bankrupt again.
誰もいない。
Yes, the sound of horror. The sound of terror is here. It was probably because I returned so suddenly. Even when I closed the door behind me, the hallway remained
台
silent.
所の方にでもいるのかしら。
Not that it really bothered me either way. I began to move towards the stairs.
ですので、そちらについても由美子様に気づかれないようにしています。
What? But a voice from a deep pain always stops me in my tracks. If that woman had appeared to speak my name at that very moment, without a doubt, I would shrug, gone up the stairs to my rooms and stayed completely oblivious.
私のこと？
I slowly inched my way down the passage, careful not to make a sound, stop just before the corner. From the other side, I could hear the three employees who usually meet me at the door talking about something.
今のところ問題なく進んでいるようだな。
They're pretending. They are pretending.
はい、由美子様もすっかり旦那様に懐いているようです。
そうか。ならばいい。旦那様からは引き続き動向に注意しろと言われている。何かあったらすぐに報告するようにな。
Damn, son.
わかりました。
They were speaking quietly, but I could make out their conversation clear enough.
何のことを言っているの？
I shouldn't be listening to this. My throbbing hearts were making that very clear. But my feet won't budge, and my ears were intent on capturing every word of their discussion.
しかし、こういう逆転劇もあるのね。びっくりしちゃった。
I told you, he's pretending. The father is pretending.
後継ぎの息子が急逝したから、子供の中で一番成績のいい操りやすそうなあの子を引っ張ってくるとか、わかりやすいわよね、旦那様も。
あの愛人、息子の亡くなった当日に出てったみたいよ。
そりゃ居場所なくしちゃうわよね。
Already I began to tremble. It was a part of the story I almost pushed out of my mind by now. That mistress and the boy she supposed giving birth to. Oh.
泣く？
Damn! I always thought it's strange. Why can Dad call me for what he did? Why suddenly approach a daughter you tossed aside once before?
旦那様もやることが徹底してるわよね。興信所使ってまであの子の情報を仕入れてさ、さも自分がちゃんと見ていたかのような取り繕い方して。
I thought the intention was his way of atoning for my mother's suffering, but it's not.
今まで全然興味すらなかったのにね。そういうふりしなきゃあの子に取り入れないから必死なのよ。
一種の洗脳プログラムよね、あれ。最初はぎこちなく接するふりして、その後確信をついて打ち解ける。専門家まで呼んで策を練ったそうね。
I thought that was his attempt at finally becoming a father to me.
それにあっさりと騙されるお嬢様か。
No, I simply convinced myself it had to be that way. Deep down, I knew all along that it couldn't be possibly be
お
true.
い、やめないか。そろそろそのお嬢様の戻られる時間だ。
はいはい。
ちょっと前までどうでもいい存在だったのに、道具として利用価値が出た瞬間にこれだもの。すごい世界よね。
で、またどっかで男の子が生まれた瞬間、一気にお払い箱になると。
そっか、その手がまだあったか。
見てみたいわよね、その表変する瞬間。
おい、いい加減にしないか。
はいはい。
With that language response, the group dispersed. Even though after the full stage area, I stood there in silence, perfectly still. And I think question occurred to me, what sort of expression do I have on my face right now? What sort of expression do people make at times like this? I felt oddly detached from reality as though watching a movie projected before my eyes and myself in the camera. Eventually, I took one step, then another. I feel myself up the stairs on legs and didn't feel my own. They say it would be raining in the evening, but the attention afterwards led me well suited to a bit of light exercise. Therefore, I got out of the car home and walked to the many kilometers or so home. There wasn't any real reason for that. There wasn't any real reason at all. That's why I could only curse God. I reached my room. It was far too quiet inside. I almost began to forget how painful the absence sound should be. I almost began to find the silence comfortable.
よし、じゃあ美佐子が母さんが治ったら3人で遊園地に行くか。
That was a lie.
なんでそんなことを平然と言えるの？
Clouds all over my danced around me. Fragments of the word dead, fragments of the word happy, fragments of the center highlight in a bright color. Months and months and all my life scattered throughout the air. The upper half of my face was thick, depth of blue and yellow paint. That was the first part to go. With a harsh breath, the cloth tore away from one of the screws holding its place. As the canvas curved in horizon, white paint fell to the ground like a dusting of snow. In the lightless were white, blue, and yellow fluid. Shattered and all powerless and broken, they battled one by one to the darkness. I never to think, I never to act indoors the night. The time came for me to wake up. I think of fear reflects that I stood and answered the fear and made my preparation. But technically now there was still a part of me holding on to hope. The house was no longer a refugee, but I began to make a small place for myself at school. I could just make more friends, find people to talk to. Maybe that would be enough. Maybe that would be something.
飯田さん、
I caught a glimpse of her face when I was looking from a hallway. Ina-san might be willing. If I keep talking to her, little by little, she might become my friend.
ですって。それで、
Ina-san seems to be talking to someone. I peered through the window. She was sitting at the very center of the group of girls. I just have to talk to her later when she was alone.
榊さんって愛人の子なんだって。お父様が。
The child mistress. Those were the same hateful words they printed in the magazine that changed everything.
まだちょっとあの子に優しくしておこうかと思うの。
You selfish bitch!
どうしてそんなことするの？そんな子だったらなおさら無視しておけば。
だってそうしたらもっと興味深い話が聞けるかもしれないじゃない。どうやって榊の家に母親が取り入ったのかとか。それでね。
For some reason, I thought of fruit hanging from the tree. At first, it represents sweat at the end of its branch, beauty and tempting. But in the time, its coloration grows impure and unattractive. Its point of connection of the tree begins to creak from the strain. One thread of fiber snaps, then another. The thin line holding it to life and nourishment grows thinner and thinner. And finally, this moment, I heard something fall. I entered the classroom. The girls were been sneaking about me until a moment before I conveniently looked away and moved on to another topic of conversation. A few moments after dropping my bag at my desk, I slowly began to walk in that direction. I felt every moment of my feet with a brilliant eerie clarity. This might be why it likes to take the last few steps towards the summit of a high mountain. A climber has a thrill of achieving something, but in determination, the clear-minded acceptance of fate, there might be something similar. Also, I thought, a spectacle of my own action.
あら、榊さん、何のご用かしら？
to kill you. Ida Kaneko turned to face me with her usual flat-side smile. I already decided what would happen next. Familiar feeling swelled inside my head. The same when I had cut my hair. My daddy, my
ど
compa.
うしたの榊さん。お顔の色がよろしくないわ。先生に。
No. Ida Kaneko hands reaches out of me. To my eyes, it looked like the grasping claw of a corpse pulling me down into the hell. I understood all along. I simply kept myself from noticing. There was never any place to refugee here. I forced myself to believe in lies because I couldn't keep going without them. But I finally found another way to live. Oh! Ugh! I was shivering as the blood spurted up. Did she just... For a moment, she couldn't even process what had happened. For just a moment, she stared down blankly at her hand, at the palm dying leg. Ida Kaneko collapsed in slow motion. Death scattered all around the other's back as if distant themselves in from a life bomb.
榊さん、あなた一体何してるの？先生、誰か呼んできて、先生を。
That's right, I should cut it all apart. Yes, Yumiko-Chan, you should cut all of that. You should cut her throat. I should have just chopped off my brain and cut my way of freedom. I was grinding my teeth as hard as I could. There were tears streaming down my face. But all things considered, I didn't feel particularly sad. Much the opposite, since the blade finally severed me from the light, I was filled with a strange sense of relief. It felt as thought a white shining road forward had been revealed to me.
そうよね。こうなるのよね。
I should have hoped for a happy ending in the first place. Everything was scripted from the very start, and the actress has passively accepted her role, dreaming of a heartwarming conclusion to the black comedy that had been written for her. Somehow, that is very creepy. At some point, I began to laugh. The tears were still rolling down my cheeks, but there was no sadness in me anymore. I left most of them behind on the day my mother broke, and the rest of my day my father betrayed me. I depleted my stock of sorrow. That is really creepy, my friend. Very creepy. Just how much of a clown do I need to be? Just how pathetic do I need to become? What do I need to do to satisfy my cowering audience, to please the god who wrote this play? Their eyes watches me from what felt like an enormous distance, pushing me lower and lower to the depth.
おかしいわよね。
I brandished the car in my right hand towards the back of the classroom. Incoherent little shriek from my classmate will only respond. A few guys I already broke down in tears.
笑いなさいよ、あなたたち。いつも見てたんでしょ。滑稽だって。ほら、笑えばいいじゃないの。ねえ。
I laughed in their place, even when the teachers would carry on and pin me down, even they carried me out of the classroom like sort of terrorists. Would it be odd not to laugh at something so utterly ridiculous? When they took me away, I noticed my desk playing isolated in the class and felt a twitch, really leaving it behind. Until the very end, I could never see the person who supposedly sat there. My father acted swiftly once he was notified. The settlement was reached with the Ida family. The incident was erased without so much as disciplinary hearing. At first, my father tried to coerce me on my locked room with gentle words, but I refused to acknowledge his existence. After more than a month of that stage, I was half forced out, loaded unceremoniously into the car and brought to a town where the air smelled of salt water. Wow! Then she was transferred here after she... Hey! Her friend's hand. I understood what sort of place it was the moment I saw the high walls surrounding it. It was a housing facilities, a pleasant little cage where I could be safely stowed away without the risk of causing further trouble. A woman who introduced herself as a principal introduced me to the school with a slightly fearful expression on her face. She brought me to an empty dormitory and told me it would be my new home. When I checked the bank book I'd been handing on the way over, I found a rather excessive amount of pocket money in my account. From the day I began to wear exceptional flashy school uniform and commute to Mihama Academy, I haven't even been face to face with my father even once. The end! Riverbank, yes! We're back, my friend, we're back! Her personality starts out as something like a cup. cube. When we were young, we clumsily bumped our corner against other people in the form of childish conflict. Eventually, our shared edges are worth a way to leave something more like a spear. That's more or less what people are describing when they say someone softened. Moderate collisions with others help us mature, but when those first impacts are too strong, they can have a different effect. Instead of losing our corners, little by little, we splinter in strange, harsh ways, wrapping into crooked shapes. Once crooked, it's hard to become a spear. Even as the people around them mellow, their sharpness only grows harsher, and everyone who approaches ends up getting hurt. But even the most ripe human beings start off the same shape as everyone else. Sometimes they look back on the past and grieve. Sometimes they wonder if it's not too late to reshape themselves. And because they know that there's an entity, they grieve once again. Sakaki Yumiko is one of many such sad, distorted objects. The rain which I take for a fast shower continued long after the thunder passed away. By the time we leave our car in the lingering drizzle, the sun's already set. In the changing from a usual routine, I hurried down the road home where I was right around Sakaki, who stumbled along unsteadily at my side.
雨結局止まなかったわね。
Unfortunately, the rain is very weak by now, but the constant dampness had left her body noticeable chill. And at that moment, her emotions is a bit of a concern as well. I leaned closer over Sakaki as we walked, sheltering her from the rain as best as I can. And the episode here, my friend, it's been good. Very good. I like how she ended up here.
セーブするわ。
Yes, save time, my Sachi-chan. I mean, Yumiko-chan. My video are just for fun. Don't take heart, brothers and sisters. Oh, the intruders! Finally, we're gonna see some shit in the next episode. Adios and Formosa.